Have a good day, Benny. Got it? That door is heavy. Whew. Welcome. I forgot to put this. Let me do this real quick before y'all hop up on here. Do not disturb because I don't need no phone calls. What up, Tara? What up, Carol? I am on here. Hey, Twitch. Welcome. All right, today, because we're going to get straight into it because I got to get on and get off. But today's topic is about Patty. Good afternoon, Pa. Or good morning, wherever you are. Today's topic is about Patty Mahomes. Now, he is, of course, the quarterback to the Kansas City Chiefs, but he's been getting some backlash. Folks calling it self-hate after he celebrates cutting his, what he calls, nappy ha. Child, you can use any other words. So I'm trying to get to the part where he's talking about, why did you guys let me wear this hair for so long? I don't know if this has any audio. Here we go. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to get to the part where he's talking about his nappy hair. But yeah, so folks are taking an issue with him calling, I guess, his hair nappy. So hold on. I got two things. Hey, Swisher, we're talking about today. Patty Mahomes, he's getting some backlash for calling his hair nappy. I'm trying to get to the part. Um, again. Oh, okay, here, I got it. All right, so it says, this is what he said, Patrick Mahomes. He said, I cannot believe all you guys let me keep that nappy hair for so long. Somebody said him saying nappy just doesn't sit well with me. Child, I don't know. Swisher said people get mad about anything. Right, Swisher, I'm with you. Cause is this really a big deal? For real. Cause he called his hair nappy. I mean, he is half black and half you know what I'm saying? So I mean, folks on here, this is very typical of a mixed person who adheres to their why are we outraged? White mother and white wife, nothing left to say. Folks are saying, I have to understand the outrage. Someone in the comments explain to me what is the issue with a mixed person saying his head is nappy. So yeah, somebody's gonna have to explain the outrage to me because again, I don't understand why folks are mad. Hey Billy, at him for saying that his hair is nappy and he is half black and half, you know what? It's his hair, right? Mama said it's his hair. He can say whatever he wants to say. The selective outrage is, boy, y'all be funny with the selective outrage. But I don't take a issue with this. I'm trying to figure out who are these people who are mad about him calling his hair nappy. Because if I'm not offended and I'm black, like, why are you offended? I'm just saying. So, do you take issue with Patty Mahomes calling his own hair nappy? I take no issue to it. Again, he said, I can't believe all you guys let me keep that nappy hair for so long. If he felt like it was nappy, again, who is I or who is we to say anything? What up, Rashad? I'm about to let you in, but I got to do this break. So hold on, y'all. Bear with me on Twitch and on IG. Rashad, you should be coming in. And right, Mama, who cares? What up, Rashad? Hold on one second, Rashad. Let me do this break. I might be. Where did I do with it? Here we go. Hold on one second, y'all. The best Army 98.7 Kiss, TT Parker in your middays on your hump day. Happy Wednesday to you. All right. I've been calling for this because I'm like, something needs to be done because you just can't pick up a phone and prank call folks pretending to be a coach and then go unscathed. So the prank caller to Shadora Sanders, Daddy is now going to have to pay up along with the Atlanta Falcons. So Jeff Albrecht's son, because he did that prank call, it will now cost the Falcons $250K, and it will cost his daddy $100K. Now I'm gonna need them to lift that price up, so, because what you did was very embarrassing, humiliating. Okay, I'm suing for emotional distress on behalf of Shadora. Because what is we doing? Yeah, $100K, absolutely not. I'm gonna need them to raise that number. Okay, because I said on live, the disrespect needs to be as loud as the apology, and I ain't feeling it. But if you're cool with this, let me know how you feel at IamDeeDee Parker. That's IamDeeDee Parker on IG and Twitch. All right, more on the way. It's 98.7 Kiss. All right, Rashad. That's not what we're talking about today, though. But Babe said, still talking about this. No, I mean, it just came out that they were being fined, and as they should, need at least 10 milli. But no, we're not talking about that today. We're actually talking about Patrick Mahomes calling his hair nappy. And people being mad about him calling his hair nappy, Rashad. So people are taking an issue with Patrick Mahomes calling his own hair nappy.
Yeah.
Were you one of those people?
That does not need to be put out there in the masses like that.
Hey, Neek. Go ahead. Why do you feel like that?
Because you got to think about it. That's when they call us that. It's not a term of endearment. When we say stuff like that, it needs to be in the confines of people that understand what it is that he's saying. When you say it out there like that and put it out there in the public, then it's like substantiating the stuff that that they believe about us, and they're like, well, hell, he's saying it, so I should definitely be able to say it. And so the people that are following him that don't believe in the things that we stand for, they'll take that statement and then they'll go use it against somebody else.
Like, oh my God, her hair is so nappy. Becca, look. Let me stop. I get what you're saying, though. So, okay, I get what you're saying, Rashad. You're saying, well, how would you have liked him to say it, though? I'm a little confused. Hey, Chev.
No, here's the thing. You don't say that in the public like that. You do that when you're with your homeboys.
Well, he can't do it with his wife because, yeah, she's not.
You can't do it with her. No, yeah. That's my point. No, you have to understand, if you're going to be interracial, you can't make black jokes in front of people like that because they're going to make fun of you for making that joke.
So, if you are a mixed race, saying stuff like that is off limits?
No, you didn't hear what I said. You can't say that in front of the other people. They will hold that against you. They don't understand the joke. They're not going to laugh. They're going to talk about it. They're going to point. They're going to say, yep, you, that black side of yours sure got some nappy hair.
And then, too, when you playing and somebody said, one of them fans, because, yeah, you right, Rashad, them fans, they will probably say that, especially the fans that don't like him. That nappy hair, yo. And then don't come with the outrage when one of them do say it to you. Swisher said, white kid got pranked last year and no consequences. We ain't talking about them, Swisher. We talking about Shadora. But I did hear that some other folks did get pranked last year. Mama said, nappy head has always been a derogatory in the black community. Good hair has been judged at better. Hey, Superbad. Hey, Miss Janice. Hey, Chev. Neek said, nappy is beautiful. You can do anything with nappy hair. And Swisher said, why are we trying to own the weakest thing? Who cares about nappy hair?
Nope, can't say that. Can't say that. The reason why you can't say that is because they will take something that we hold and they will use it against us. We have to be more understanding that the things that we say in the public eye, they have consequences, and it may not affect you, but it may affect a little 5-year-old black boy that is in a class, and just because another 5-year-old white kid's dad heard the quarterback say something like that. Now he's using it. Now they're making fun of it. The little kid hears it, and now he goes make fun of the one black kid in his class. There are consequences to that type of stuff, man. And we got to stop writing. We just got to stop letting stuff like that just just roll on without thinking about what it is that we're doing. We know who these people are, and we know when you do stuff like that in public, somebody down the line is going to get affected by it. So if we as a people, if we're supposed to truly understand that we are in this together, the people say, "Hey, they ain't got nothing to do with me, so I ain't worried about it. Let them say what they say." No, that's selfish. That's selfish. That's 100% selfish. And in today's 2025 world, we have to understand that there are consequences for people that may not touch us. And if we are just accepting of the consequences to happen to those other people, then we're just as bad as the perpetrators.
Mm. Mama said he has a point, probably something he shouldn't have said, being mixed race.
Yep.
What were you going to say, Rashad?
Just, yes, 100%.
But it only become a problem when we make it a big deal. And
No, that's not true. That's not true, because they will take it and then they will go affect the black people that are around them. And so it's a problem that won't touch you, but it's going to touch somebody else. And we got to start thinking bigger. We have to understand that this is a huge world and it's bigger than our circle of influence. So we think, it's only a problem if we say something about it. No. What about these little racists that hear it, that go and make these digs, in the communities of affluence where these little black kids are, and they're sprinkled in, and they already have the microaggressions. That's what they call it, as a microaggression. So that's another element that they have to deal with, and it was something that we started. We have to think bigger.
Neek said, we have to read the room, definitely. Swisher said, we don't hold nappy hair to no high accord. There are real things to be offended about. I'm not finna get worked up about nappy hair. And
once again, you are not getting offended by it. You're talking about yourself. There are a slew of people out there that are being affected by that word. I used to get affected by that word.
Somebody called you nappy head.
Oh yeah, 100%. I was a little black boy that mama didn't brush his hair, and I had the little BDs and all that other stuff. Yes, I would get affected by that. So because it doesn't affect you, you can't say we got bigger things to worry about. It may not be your problem, but that doesn't mean it's not a problem.
Right. Neek said we are allowed to make things that are offensive a big deal. Swisher said, "Go be offended about what the president is doing."
100%. 100%. But the problem is, we believe that we can't be offended by everything. We got to choose one thing. No, we need to address everything that's out there. And in a system, the systemic, oppression that we're in today, we have to understand that we have to watch what we say, and we have to watch how we move, because we may be giving them ammunition for more oppression.
Mama said, well, we say it all the time. We have nappy hair and we say it all the time.
We 100%. The point that I made earlier is that we say it because we understand what comes along with that. We can say it. There are things that you can say about your uncle in at the table for Thanksgiving that you're not gonna say outside, and it's a reason for that, right? Because you can't say those things outside, because the context will be taken out of context, and everybody doesn't have the historical relevance of what's being said. So in other words, we have to keep the things that we hold dear and close. We have to keep them with us. We can't be pushing it out there in the public like that, because the public is going to take it and use it against somebody.
Switcher said, true, but when we turn everything into outrage, our real issues get ignored. No, we don't. We need to address things that matter.
Okay, and so in saying that, that's our problem. We're narrow-minded, right? Mm-hmm. When we talk about things that matter, what matters to you is not necessarily what matters to somebody else.
True.
But we only live inside of our heads. If I don't care about it, it must not be a big enough issue. No, that's not true. That is not true. 100% not true. And yes, we have higher priorities. 100%. But we also need to understand that we need to be proactive about certain things as well. A scenario such as this can lead to something else tomorrow. So yes, we have to address it, and we have to address it appropriately.
Hey, Baby Rock. For my new folks on here, we're talking about Patty Mahamos calling his hair nappy. Folks taking issue with it. Can I be honest? I just really thought, I was like, okay, well, maybe he forgot that about his other side. That's how I felt about the situation. I'm like, well, maybe he forgot about the black side because that's usually what happened when you black. You got some black in you. I'm just saying. Hold on one second, y'all. Sorry, I'm moving and working at the same time. The best R&B 98.7 Kiss. Big shout out to my guy Eric over there at Easy Cuts that always has it locked to the best in R&B 98.7 Kiss. Mama said, so who and why are people offended by it? I'll read some of the comments. Hold on. And then Swisher said, how is getting outraged over nappy hair going to help us as a people?
So understand that the outrage is to let people know that this is not something that we should be doing, right? Nobody is outraged enough and, vying for him to be fired, from playing football. We're not saying that. What we're saying is don't do that shit no more.
Yeah, don't
and
say
it's
that.
okay for us to say that.
Neek said, all other cultures have a right to make things a big deal that matter to them. Why, when black people complain, we have to pick and choose which issues are more offensive to make it something?
That's you goddamn right. That's 100% a valid question. Everyone is always marginalizing what we should do in what aspect. This is how you should do it. That is how you should do it. Don't do it this way. This is what you need to do. Nah.
Swisher said people need to stop being so damn sensitive. All black men call his own hair nappy, but we should be mad because he's mixed.
No, once again, I said he should not have been doing that in a public position like that, because that message can be taken out of context and other people can be impacted by what he said. My thing is, look, if you want to say something about yourself, that's 100% fine. But whoever said it earlier, know your audience, watch the room.
Definitely
You
read
don't
the room.
say shit like that on the web with the following that you have, because a lot of people are going to take that and they're going to use it against somebody else.
I do see.
And when you say,
I see your point, Rashad. I see your point, Rashad. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
no, you good.
I see your point, Rashad, because yes, him saying that to his, and he has a very large YT audience. Him saying that to that audience will, in their heads, give them a pass and think it's, oh, I can say that to other black folks. No, you cannot. That does not give you a pass to say that to other black people. Mama said maybe his hair is nappy.
Not questioning any of that. My concern is with him having the type of diverse and large platform that he has, there could be repercussions that come with him making a statement like that. And we don't think about that. We don't think about what the backside of that comment could potentially be and who it could potentially hurt.
Right. Swisher said because black people complain about everything.
Oh, wait a minute. See? Nope. Time out. Time out. Nope. We're not doing that.
Y'all about to get Rashad round up to death.
I guarantee white people complain about more stuff than we do. 100%. And most of the stuff that we complain about has substance to it. And so, yeah, we're complaining because shit, we got a lot to complain about. Now, if you say we don't have a lot to complain about, I would really like to know where that justification comes from. But yeah, we complain because there are issues that we face, but we don't complain more than they do. Yeah.
Nick said, when someone calls you nappy headed, it messes with your self esteem. You start having an identity problem. You will have a more difficult time embracing oneself. Why do you think so many black women wear weaves? Y'all literally overlook natural women as being beautiful. Good point there, Nick. Good point. Swisher said the difference is he called his own hair nappy, not someone else's.
Have you heard the point that I'm making? Did I say anything about him talking about his hair? I haven't said anything about him calling himself nappy-headed at all. My concern was the platform that he used.
And he actually didn't involve other folks, because he said, I can't believe all of you guys let me keep that nappy hair for so long.
So once again, when you take a statement like that and you put it out in the market, in the atmosphere, you can't bring that back. Yeah. You can't bring it back.
And Mama, go ahead. And that's the issue.
No, Once again, I'm saying it's not sensitive. It's not sensitive at all. It is based in fact. It is based in when you have small black kids that are in these predominantly white areas, and these white kids pick up on all these microaggressions. They have targeted individuals that they use this stuff out on, and this is all substantiated. So it's not sensitive. We just don't think ahead. We don't think about anything that doesn't affect us. I'm an individual that I think about all of us. All the people that ain't voting, all the people that are voting, all the people that's smoking weed, all the people that not, all the people that's in jail, all the people that's in college. I want all of us to succeed. And so when I have my perspective about anything, it's going to be from a larger viewpoint because I don't think about me. Most of this stuff out here that's happening is never going to affect me. It's never going to affect my kids. But that don't mean that I don't think about the little kids out there that it will affect.
Right. Facts. Neek said, he's saying, read the damn room, Lord. And Mama said, maybe he didn't think about it when he said it because he probably has heard it before. Somebody else said, I have to understand the outrage. Someone in the comments explained to me what is the issue with a mixed person saying his head was nappy. Swisher said, so what that got to do with him calling his own hair nappy?
I didn't say anything, and I told you twice. That's not what I'm addressing. I am not addressing the fact that he called his hair nappy. What I am addressing is the platform that he used because people are going to take that and it could do potential damage to other individuals. Yes, we have a responsibility when you are at that level and you have a platform that wide. You have to be responsible for the things that you say because certain things that you say may affect other people.
Right. Hey, Baby Brock said he missed this one. Pat, what up, Pat? Neek said, know who you're talking to. This is the world web. Everyone sees it and mocks it, period. The gaslighting is real. So I got some new folks on here. I'm sorry I have to keep repeating, but we're talking about Patrick Mahomes, Kansas City, I cannot talk today. Kansas City Chiefs. Let me slow down. Quarterback Patrick Mahomes saying that his hair was nappy. He said, I can't believe all you guys let me keep that nappy hair for so long. Mama said, because I'm guessing nappy is seen as a bad thing. And then Swisher said, this is what you should be addressing, not some unforeseen consequences. Well, I think Rashad, and I don't want to speak for you, Rashad, because he's asking you, this is what you should be addressing, not some unforeseen consequences.
Why would you not address unforeseen consequences? Right? That's just like saying you are going to get water because a forest is burning down. And then I say, okay, well, all right, next week, let's go ahead and water the grass. And you're going to say, why are we watering the grass? The grass is not on fire. Well, I'm going to say, if you water the grass before the grass gets on fire, it'll never be on fire. So I deal in proactive elements. I deal in root cause analysis. I deal in problem solving. And so, if we want to solve a problem, we have to think about unforeseen consequences. Because just because you don't see it doesn't mean that they don't happen. If a tree falls in the woods, does it make a noise? Yes, it 100% makes a noise. You just don't hear it.
This almost is like the N-word, though, conversation, no? Us saying the N-word?
It is so once again, that's a larger topic. But once again, I don't believe that word, if you're going to use it, I don't believe that it should be used, number one. But if you're going to use it, I don't believe using it in all environments. That's my thing. If that's how you and all of your people talk, I can't tell y'all not to do that. But if you go and you do that outside at a restaurant where it's a bunch of other, individuals and things like that, then yeah, you're potentially going to be affecting them. What happens if there's a kid in the restaurant and he hears it? So now he goes off and he's trying to say it. So now his parents are being held accountable because their kid is saying that word when that word didn't come from them.
Right.
Yeah.
Because, I definitely get where Rashad is coming from because, your words can affect things, and he is the star quarterback for the Kansas City Chiefs. He has a large following. So one of them little YT kids pick up, oh, I could say nappy head because he said it. And that's not the truth. It's almost like, well, I can say the N word, but I bet not let not nan one of them say the N word. You see what I'm saying? It almost gives that feel. Neek said he said it in a very way that he's ashamed of. He wasn't embracing it. Swisher said, because you are inventing a problem from his statement. So tell me the problem you are addressing.
Man, I've told you that problem 3 times. If you haven't heard the problem yet, then there's nothing else for me to say, sir.
I think Swisher's I get Swisher he's trying to figure out why are people so mad about this man and him saying, but I understand, like I said, I understand where Rashad is coming from because your words can have negative effects. It can. Swisher said, I don't care about no words. I care about actions. This is far more consequences from the president's actions than Patty Mahomes. Therefore,
So, okay, so you say you're not worried about words. Words killed Emmett Till. Words have put many black boys in jail, right? Without, any physical altercations. Words have gotten many black men killed, right? And so when we talk about words can't hurt you, that's a lie. That's 100% a lie. I didn't say not to care about what Donald Trump is doing. I never said that. I am on one particular topic, and you can't take my topic and relate it to anything else because I am talking about one topic. If you want to talk about another topic, let's talk about another topic in another form. But as of right now, this is the topic that I'm talking about. If you're not affected by it, that's fine. You don't have anything to say on it. I completely understand that is your right. But to say, I don't understand why people are angry, and I've explained it to you 3 times means that you don't want to understand why people are angry. I have nothing to do with that.
And it's all right if you everybody is entitled to their opinion. Okay. You can feel like, okay, it's not that big of a deal, and Rashad feels his way. There's no right or wrong answer when it comes to this. It's just folks were upset about it, and I thought I'd bring it up. Like, okay. Neek said, I care about both. Neek said, words have consequences, period. Period. Your actions, your words do have consequences. The things that you say out of your mouth can affect you. So that's why I said I'm with Rashad because he does have a large following. So, and if that gets into the wrong hands, baby, you know how these folks is. Bow Wow is the next guest on Club Shay Shay for all of my Bow Wow fans. It's 98.7 Kiss. Baby Barack said, has he ever identified himself as black man? He doesn't understand the implications because he's seeing life through the white lens. Swisher said, you were going to say something, Rashad?
Nope.
Swisher said, I'm telling you, this fake Dudley dude, right, is confused. Neek said, it's called critical thinking.
So, at the end of the day, 100%.
What up, DJ DeWitt?
Not confused, Swiss. So, regardless if I look like the Dudley boys or not, my point is valid. Regardless of what you got to say about it, you don't have to agree. It's still valid.
Right. And this is a platform. We're not always going to agree, folks, and that's fine. We all have differences of opinions. DJ DeWitt, we're talking about Patty Mahomes getting some criticism for calling his own hair nappy. He said, I cannot believe you guys let me keep that nappy half for so long. I want to read some of these other comments that people were saying. White mother, white wife, nothing left to see here. His hair was not nappy. It was dry as blank. I guess no one taught him that he needed to actually have a hair care routine, and those natural curls would have been popping. I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh. But that was funny. Because I would have never gave his hair nappy. I didn't give nappy vibes. I'm sorry. Nappy would not have been the word I used. Huh?
So that's another thing. That ain't nappy.
Nappy would have not been the word.
His hair can't actually be nappy. Oh, that's another thing.
Oh, no. I have met some mixed race folks with some nappy okay?
But we know what naps are.
Oh, baby, yes.
His hair is tangled. That's a different thing. That ain't nappy. Tangled and nappy are 2 different things. So that's another thing.
Swisher said to talk like your opinion is valid is what I don't like. Okay, but we're going to keep it respectful because everybody is entitled to their opinions on the show.
100%. But you got to think, Swiss. I told you. I said you don't have to agree. I said that. I never said that my opinion is the only one that's valid. I said just because you don't agree with me doesn't make it not an accurate opinion. So feel free to talk about Trump. We need that, and I told you that. I said it. That's my point. You're not hearing me. I never told you that your opinion doesn't matter.
I mean, I get both of your point of Swisher. I get both of your point of views. Okay, I'm playing devil's advocate now. I get both of your point of views. I get where Swisher's coming from. Like we got a lot more problems out here. You know what I'm saying? To be worried about than worried about Patty Mahomes and his nappy hair. But then I get where you're coming from too, Rashad. Because yes, those words. He has a large following. He's a 3-time Super Bowl champ for the Kansas City Chiefs. His words hold weight. So if one of them little YTs hear him say nappy head, they are going to think it is okay. Now, let me go ahead and say I can say nappy head to another mixed race or black person. And no, you can't. You'll get punched in your face. Don't you ever say that. I'm sorry. I'm done. No violence today. Neek said, now we name calling, but you don't see the problem of how we are quick to call each other names and talk to one another, talk down to one another, crab in a barrel's mentality. Swisher said, you said I don't care about other people's consequences. We pay more attention to his words than Trump's.
So I said you don't care about other people's consequences because you said we shouldn't be worried about that. So yeah, 100% said you don't worry about the consequences because that is a part of the conversation that you don't care about. So yes, we pay more attention to his words than Trump's. That ain't true at all. I talk more about Trump, especially on this platform, than I talk about anybody.
Yeah.
So no, so that's not true. That's not true.
We're gonna be respectful to everybody, okay? Because this judgment
There's
free.
no disrespect.
No. I'm not saying. I just want everybody. Let's just keep it cute because this is a judgment free zone, and everybody has a right to their opinion. Okay, I can see both sides of it. Like I said, I see Swisher's side, and I definitely see Rashad's side because again, he 3-time Super Bowl champ. Okay, Kansas City Chiefs. He is well known. You know what I'm saying, and his words do hold weight. I understand what Rashad is saying. If that word gets into the wrong hand by another culture, they're going to think it's okay that they can say that. And it is not okay for you to say that. You cannot, don't say that. I see Unique. Swisher said, I said you are inventing consequences. He stepped away, so I'll wait till he gets back. If I have any new folks, we're talking about Patty Mahomes. This has been a very good conversation right here about Patty Mahomes calling his hair nappy. I'm looking at his hair. I don't see anything nappy about this man's hair, but I digress. And 2, when he said it, I talked about it on the radio like last week. I think it was Saturday. When he said it, I was just like, well, maybe he forgot that he was mixed with some black. Maybe he forgot. Swisher said, I said you are inventing consequences.
How am I inventing them when I've seen them? I've seen what happens when the wrong people get access to words that we use. I'm not making this stuff up. I'm talking about what I know. I'm not talking about what I've heard.
I feel like this is more like on the lines of using the N-word. Who can use it? Who can't use it? You know, because I think they don't want my brown brothers and sisters to use the N-word. Because I know Cardi B got criticized because she's Dominican, and they like, you can't use that word.
So understand one thing. I never said, oh shit, I gotta take a call real quick. I'll catch back up with you tomorrow.
All right, thank you, Rashad.
All right.
All right, we're back. So Swisher said, y'all really think other cultures don't know what nappy hair is because Pat said it, now everyone discovered it. No, we're not saying that. It's just words that, you know, I get what Rashad was talking about. You know what I'm saying? He could say it with his homies, you know, in the midst of his family, but to say it out loud in public, it's like, bruh, come on. But no, I'm sure cultures, because all their hair ain't good hair either. So some of them got some nappy hair. So I'm sure they do know what nappy is. Swisher said, what have you seen happen from Pat Mahomes' words? I mean, Patty is a stand-up, clean-cut guy. You don't hear about him getting into any trouble besides his daddy. So you don't, but it could potentially affect if a little YT or another culture hears that word. They may think, okay, it is okay for them to approach another mixed race kid or another black kid and say, oh, look at you in your nappy hair. Excuse you? That isn't something baby, because I know, I'm going to tell you now, Swisher. If somebody from another culture walked up to me and said, I love your nappy hair, baby, I'm going to tell you now it's going to be some moving furniture. Because I take that as disrespect. Because who you call my hair nappy, okay? I would take that as being disrespect. I would take that almost as you calling me the N-word, so you must want to fight. Anyway. Neek said, what people already call, YT's people already call us nappy. Headed, okay, let me read this again. YT people already call us nappy headed as a derogatory offense. Baby Barack said, facts at Nissan. Neek said, it's the seen and unseen. What up, Trini? Swisher said, it's what Kanye has been saying. We get too offended by words instead of actions. Baby Rock said, facts, Neek. And Neek, don't laugh at me. Trini said, but it is nappy, though. Who hair nappy, boo? Ain't nothing nappy about this here, okay? Don't do that. Don't do that, Trini. Don't do that, Trini. Don't make me come see about you. Who hair nappy? But it might be nappy, but what you don't want is somebody from another culture saying that to you. Let's be honest, and I'm going to ask y'all a question. You would not be offended if somebody from another race called you and said, yeah, oh, look at this. Look at your little nappy hair. And we're going to put that out there. I want to see how many of y'all answer. Y'all would not be offended if another race called you and said, oh, look at your little nappy hair. Oh, your nappy hair is so cute. And trying to be funny, but you know how some folks is passive aggressive. Oh, look at your little nappy hair is cute. Something like that. I'm telling you now. Okay? You see me rolling up my sleeves. Swisher said, it's women everywhere posting about their nappy hair and wearing bonnets. What's the difference? Trini said, I asked and I didn't call it. You asked and you didn't call what? I'm sorry, Trini. I'm lost with that one. And DJ Dewitt said, I would. See? Even DJ Dewitt, Swisher said he would be offended if somebody from another culture came and said, oh, your little nappy hair is cute. That's what you don't want to give. I understand that's why I say I understand both of your point of views. You don't want to give them no ammunition. You don't want to give them no other ammunition to say anything out of pocket. So, I mean, that's where I feel Rashad in what he's saying. He could have kept that to himself. If you felt like your hair was nappy, you should have kept that between you, wifey, and the babies or whoever. Even though Anyway, Swisher said he's not from another race, though. He is black and white. Patrick Mahomes is black and white. He's black and white. I think he identifies as mixed race. Neek said, let anyone call me nappy headed. Judy said, I didn't call you your hair nappy. I was asking if it is. Yes, this is offensive for them to say in my book. It has its nappy moments. Trini, you asked the question. It does have its nappy moments. I'm not going to sit here and lie and be like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it has its nappy moments. I have even said, damn, my hair looking nappy and rough today. I can say that. Okay? Not them. I can say that. DJ Dewitt said, might as well call. Right. Because that's what it feels like on the level when you say, if somebody walked up to you from another culture and said, oh, I love your little nappy hair. Because Patty Mahomes made the word cool. Oh, well, I heard Patrick Mahomes talk about his nappy hair, so I thought it was cool. No, you did not. You cannot walk around saying that to somebody black. Swisher said, so he is still a part of the black race. I mean, at least I thought he was. Unless he don't identify as a black man. I mean, I've never heard him not identify as a black man. You know, I know Tiger Woods said, he ain't black. But I ain't never heard Patty Mahomes even up. We ain't even gonna go there today about that. Neek said, think about it. YT people are arguing right now as to why they can't call us the N-word because we say it. Oh, baby, aren't they though, Neek? Because, baby, they want to so bad. Some of them so bad. So bad. And you're right. They probably are. So, yeah, Baby Brock said they would be offended if we identified them by their oily, dirty hair or said they smell like wet dog. We all know how their hair looks after 2 days without washing it or smell like wet dog because, yeah, that's neither here nor there, though. Swisher said if he gets pulled over, they're going to look at him as a black man. And I agree with you. I've always said that. If you got a drop of black blood in you, because that's what I was taught as a kid. If you got a drop of black blood, you black. You black. And again, like you said, these folks, even if you don't know what you is, go and get pulled over by the police or go ahead and get stopped. They gonna remind you exactly who you is every time. Oh, they reminded Patty Mahomes' daddy because he is a black man for real though. Trini said, don't call my hair nappy if you don't want me telling you about your paleness. Yeah. So we all can agree that nappy is an offensive word. Tara said, white people do not smell like. I didn't say y'all smelled like wet dog, but that's what they say about y'all. I didn't say it, Tara. It ain't what I said. That's what they say about y'all. Y'all smell like wet dog. I let you know. And I smelled you. You didn't smell like wet dog. But that is what they say, boo. I'm not trying to be racist, but that is what they say. I'm not trying to make this a race thing, but that is what is said about y'all. Anyway, Swisher said, Patty Mahomes spoke about being a black Super Bowl winning quarterback. Okay, so I missed that. So he does identify as a black man. Great. Love it. You know, like I said, I've never heard him denounce him being black. The only person I ever heard was Tiger Woods. Trini said, one drop rule. One drop. Tara said, they do. I fear. What? You fear what? That they do smell like wet dog? I'm sorry, Tara. I'm sorry, girl. I'm sorry, girl. But yeah. Tara said, I hear it all the time. Well, Tara, listen. I ain't the one that said it, but that is what they say out here in these streets. Okay? You know, hey, I'm sure you hear stuff about black folks all the time. I'm sure you do. You know what I'm saying? But it's certain words you just can't say. You know? So like I said, Swisher, I get your point. I got Rashad's point. You know, your point is, hey, we got bigger fish to fry. Why are we worried about Patty Mahomes calling his hair nappy? Got it. Duly noted. But I also get Rashad's point too. Like, you got to watch your words and the things that you say and you put out there in public because your words can have consequences. They can. They can have consequences to them. You know, like I said, if that word put in the wrong hand could be bad. Because he has a large YT following. Any of them, oh, he said it, so now I can say it. It's like, okay, he made it cool to say nappy. I can say it now too. No. No, you can't. DJ Dewitt said, Tara, hey, lady, long time no see. Trini said, not all of them. No, I'm not saying all of them, but that is what they say about, yeah, some of them. Swisher said, if you talk about myself and someone else is offended by it, that's on them. Well, I think, again, going back to Rashad's point, you know, being in this entertainment world, you kind of, and especially, like I said, a 3-time Super Bowl winning quarterback, I mean, notoriety, you kind of got to, because you have a mixed audience. You got white, you got people all over the world watching you, you know? So you kind of got to choose your words wisely. But I will say, when I saw this story and I was like, oh, people are mad, all I said was, well, maybe he forgot that he was black. That's all I said. You know, maybe you forgot you had some black in you, you know, because yeah, black folk hair, you know, it tend to kink, it do that. But again, like this one person say, where's the naps? Because I don't see nothing nappy about his hair. Neek said, be careful what you say and do in front of company. Baby Barack said he may have identified himself as a black Super Bowl winner, but he lives his life the white way. Wife, kids, etc. He wasn't black enough to marry one. Yeah. Um, yeah. And that's a lot of them. I tell you, with all this stuff, and I'm not trying to change the subject, with all of this stuff going on, baby, it's still some of y'all black men out here that ain't gonna learn. Cause I just saw, and maybe you saw this too, the Eagles just did a visit at the White House, and I can't remember his name, but he said Ivanka Trump was his type. I said, see here, y'all ain't learned nothing from Shannon Sharp. You ain't learned nothing from Kobe Bryant. Here you are again, trying to dibble and dabble. Y'all ain't gonna learn. So do whatever you do. But I think he's 23 and she's 43. So, and I think she talks to Tiger Woods now too. So that ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work. Hold on one second, y'all. And then we got 10 minutes and we'll wrap this up. Happy birthday to all of my tourists. Yes, I know it's still your season. And yes, I know you're still celebrating. So happy birthday to you. It's 98.7 Kiss. Mama said, a little old white lady said, I love your hair. Can I touch it? Someone told me it was racist. Is that racist? A little old white lady said, I love your hair. Can I touch it? Someone told me that's racist. Is that racist? If another race asks you to touch your hair? Mama said most YT people know better than to say nappy. But do their children know? Do their children know? Because like I said, he got a lot of children that follow him, so they could take that to school and say, oh, well, I heard Patty Mahomes. He said his hair was nappy, so I can't say it. So it's almost like you're giving them a pass to say it without giving them a pass. Swisher said the white way. Neek said they will never learn until everything is lost. Girl, they ain't gonna learn. I just shook my damn head. DJ Dewey said, Dee, baby, where's the lie? Y'all just want, I don't know why, y'all. I ain't gonna say what I want to say. I ain't gonna say everything I want to say. I don't understand the fascination. That's the only point I'm trying to figure out. What is the fascination? Because he said he saw her and he knew, okay, that's the type of woman he wanted. I bet it is. I said, oh my goodness, chill. Okay, then. Whatever. Y'all gonna learn. Y'all ain't gonna learn. Y'all ain't ever gonna learn. You know why y'all not ever gonna learn? Not y'all, but why these athletes and these celebrities ain't never gonna learn to stop chasing them? It's because they think it won't happen to them. And that's what a lot of y'all problem is. Y'all think stuff won't happen to y'all until it happened to y'all. And then they make an example out y'all asses. And that's exactly what you get. I'm done. I don't want to talk about it no more. Swisher said, he was just attracted to white women. That doesn't make him less black. I didn't say that made him less black. Because you can be attracted to whoever you want to be. You know what I'm saying? I just think it's so funny, though. We are the only race of folks that preach now to our kids, go date outside your race, go be happy. Meanwhile, these other races are teaching their kids, you better keep that in-house, okay? You better not bring no other race up in here. Especially my brown brothers and sisters. Because I very randomly see them dating outside their race. I'm just saying, and I'm not trying to make this a race thing. I don't want to make this a race thing because I'm not. But yeah. Swisher said no. Neek said, I hate when they do it because why do you want to touch my hair? So Mama, Neek said she hates it when the opposite race asks her to touch her hair. I've never had nobody ask to touch my hair. DJ Do It laughing. Baby Rock said, sadly, Swisher, you will truly never understand what we have been through and how we have to move in this day. You're aware of the problems, but do they affect you as it does us? Good question. Good question. I don't know. I just shake my head because I just be like, yeah, these folks ain't never gonna learn, but it's okay. Again, I understand Swisher's point of view. I understand what Rashad's point of view was there is no right or wrong answer when it comes to this. He said it. That's how he felt. Maybe he should have kept it to himself. Maybe he shouldn't. But here we are with it. And people are outraged because he said it. I didn't take it any kind of way. When he said it, I was like, okay, well, maybe he forgot about his black side. That's all I said. And kept it moving. Because I'm like Baby Barack, he might identify as a Super Bowl black quarterback, but his whole life outside of that ain't that. You know what I'm saying? So, and no disrespect. You live the life you want to live. If you date whoever you want to date. So don't think I'm coming on here spewing racism, because I'm not. Date whoever you want to date. You know what I'm saying? Date who makes you happy. But what I is saying is, I don't see no other race of folks, culture of folks promoting weed only. But again, you date whoever makes you happy. Okay? To the moons and the stars. I want you to be happy. So, y'all are funny on this thing today. This was a good topic. Neek said the point is we need to be more united. We do. And I hate it for our race because, baby, we are so divided. And it makes absolutely no sense. Swisher, we still got black people still in support of this crazy man in office. And I'm still trying to figure it out. His first 100 days, they still. I'm like, I don't know what the man is feeding y'all, but y'all is delusional. I want some of them good drugs y'all on. Because, baby, you got to be on something to still follow this man so blindly. But, hey, meanwhile, this man is ransacking the country. We all in trouble. We are all in trouble. Every last one of us. We are all in trouble. You may not think so now, but we are in big trouble. Big trouble. Swisher said, I'm affected by what I can control. My outrage is about things that affect that in the future. You can go. I'm about to get off.
I just want to see what table you want to sit at. So when you come look at the chart.
In the back.
No.
Yes.
I have you in the second row.
Oh my God, why?
Next to Natalie or,
oh, hell to no. So, I don't know, child. Again, Patty Mahamos. You gotta love it, child. The one thing that he says, because I don't ever see this man on social, and then it gets outraged. But to each his own. And yes, you cannot walk around. Listen to what I'm saying to you. If you are not black, calling people nappy-headed, don't do it. I don't want you to get beat up. Baby Rock said, did you see his interview last night? Foolishness. Whose interview? Oh, yeah. I go on social. I see all these executive orders. I must not have paid attention in social studies, and I'm going to be real with y'all, because I did not know that a president could do so many damn executive orders. I thought he was only limited to a certain amount, but this man every day got a different executive order. This latest one I seen is that now, he don't want Spanish people driving trucks. You have to speak English in order to drive a truck. So every day is something new with this crazy man, It's like the blind leading the blind. Swisher said he got rid of civil rights legislation, and we are worried about nappy hair. I love my people, but that's why I said you have a point, Swisher, because the things we should, we don't. But it is what it is. All right, let's do some final thoughts. Twitch, I'm going to be back on here probably in a little bit. I got an interview coming up. Twitch with Desi Banks. So stick around. But that'll be probably around 2 o'clock. We'll do that interview with Desi, comedian. Hi, Auntie. You missed the Auntie. We're doing final thoughts, but we were talking about Patty Mahomes, people being outraged about him calling his hair nappy. He said, I cannot believe y'all let me keep this nappy hair for so long. So that's what we were talking about today. We're doing some final thoughts right now so we can wrap this up. And I can go ahead and get on focus with this interview. But again, when I saw this, I was just like, well, maybe he forgot who he was. It happens. He wouldn't be the first mixed race man or person to forget about their blackness. And not to say that he forgot about his blackness, but yeah. Neek said, I'm about done with this ghetto country. Child, it's almost time to move out of this country. Oh, the YT boy. Auntie called him the YT. Auntie, he black too. He got some black in him, Auntie. Auntie said the YT boy. He got some black in him, Auntie. Patty Mahomes is not Just YT. He is mixed race. And again, I don't think his hair was that nappy for him to call it nappy. Like the girl said, dry as hell. Because, yes, that thing, it was dry. Okay? He need to put some moisturizer on there. See, this is when he need to have a black mama to let him know, baby, you need to do something with that. But anyway, mama said, nah, not claiming him. Auntie, why are you not claiming Patty? What Patrick Mahomes do you, Auntie? I got to get, Auntie, why you not claiming Patty Mahomes? I need Auntie to respond, and then we're going to get off this thing. Swisher said, no outrage for the president, though. Oh, Swisher, I just said, if you will walk around here mad every day, and I ain't about to have my blood pressure up because of this idiot in office. I ain't going to do it. I ain't going to do it. You know, it is what it is. But I want y'all to all take heed because we in a world of trouble. We is in a world of trouble, okay? Walmart, Target, Home Depot already say if these tariffs go into place, there is not going to be enough supplies, okay, in them stores. And what you think that means? That means people are going to be out here scavenging for food and whatever else. Everybody's going to be on survivor mode. It's going to get real out here. I want you to know it's about to get real. This is not a drill. It's about to get real. And I'm going to leave it at that. Auntie said, he's a YT boy. That's how I see him. Hey, Auntie, I ain't even mad about it. Baby Rock said, final thoughts. We are all the same at the end of the day. We're human. At the end of the day, we are. Everybody, you know what I'm saying? Bleeds, poops, just like we all do. So, let's do some final thoughts. And then I'm about to go. Final thoughts, y'all, after this break. But yeah, I just want y'all to... So I can't, Swisher, I cannot, you know, to be in that mind state is depressing. I can't do it to myself every day. But I see what's going on. I'm definitely paying attention. And I definitely know we're in a lot of trouble. And I hate to say that because we are in a lot of trouble. A lot of trouble. And I'm not just talking about black folks, everybody. We're in a lot of trouble. Lot of trouble. Final thoughts. And I got 42 seconds. And then, like I said, after this break, we will definitely wrap. Switches, I know you get it. I'm saying it for the audience. Okay. Yeah. Swisher. Whew. Can't carry. That's a heavy load to carry. But I understand what you're talking about. It's a heavy load. Heavy, heavy load. Anybody got some final thoughts? I'm going to do this break, come back, and then we're going to wrap. Twitch folks, 2 o'clock, Desi Banks. Let's go. If you ain't on Twitch yet, you need to get on there. I am Dee Parker. Hold on. What I'm talking about? Okay. On the way in 7 minutes, Airbnb with some changes. I'll tell you about it coming up in 7 minutes right here on 98.7 KISS. Nobody got final thoughts? Final thoughts? Going once? Going twice? So, you know I appreciate y'all, right? Every day for hopping on here. Most of you guys. And please do not get offended by nothing that we talk about on this chat, okay? It is all love at the end of the day. You know, every day we ain't gonna agree. You know, every day we ain't gonna disagree. It's gonna be some days we agree, and it's gonna be some days we disagree. But that's why we a family. One big happy family, okay? So, yeah, I don't want nobody to get offended, but so we good. Baby Rock says, Swisher, it's a daily thought for us all. Absolutely. It weighs on my spirit. It does. Final thoughts. You have to know how to check the chat. I'm official now, DJ Do It. I done got my stuff popping. You ain't been on Twitch. The only thing I don't know how to do on Twitch is check the chat when I'm on my phone. That's the only thing I don't know how to do. So I got to learn that. But other than that, we official. Hey, Roger. And I appreciate y'all. But yeah, interview with Desi, 2 o'clock, Twitch. If you can stick around, I'm going to hop off Twitch, though, and then get back on. But I appreciate you guys. Love y'all for y'all. And like I said, it's all love. So please, don't get offended by nothing on here. Nothing that was said. It's all love. So, DJ Do It. Don't laugh at me. All love. We'll do it again tomorrow. Pre-Friday Eve. One more day to the weekend. I ain't even going to tell you the times because you know how to go. Love y'all. See you tomorrow. Bye, auntie. All right, Twitch. I'm back at 2 o'clock. I'll see you in a second. Appreciate you, mama. I'm not sure if Bay's on here still, but appreciate you, Bay. Talk to you.